Fun, isn't it, Finn?
So much fun. Can't you tell?
Sorry, just one more thing. We can't really do the rods while these lot are out here. There's a man in the boat who leads them, and he says we're not allowed to use our outboard whilst they're out there. By this stage, we felt like we had certain areas that were doing bites, and we wanted to maximise the potential that they had of producing as many fish as possible. And to do this, we used the boat, the echo sounder, and some H blocks. I'd say that's weed, mate, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not though. Look at the bottom, bruv.
Ah, drop one there.
Maybe it's a gravel spot. This is me, mate. This is the spot.
Drop one.
Hang on. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. I didn't have the weight on it, did it?
Yeah. You.
Oh, it didn't.
You fucking dick, man. Why don't you take it off?
Well, you said drop one there. I thought it was ready.
Yeah. What do you mean? Of course it's gonna have the block on it.
Well, I thought you took it off, ready to drop it. That's why you said drop one there, yeah? I said give us it.
Snatched it off me. Of course it's gonna have the block on it. Where else are you gonna put it? Well, that's that.
Oh, look. That's our Dennis.
Yeah,
Hopefully he didn't see you make me throw that block in without any lead on it, otherwise he's going to think you're a complete bellend.
quick. Drop.
Yeah. You can actually see the lead, can't you?
Yeah.
Donk. That's perfect, right on the edge of the weed.
Right, but here. Yeah? That's pretty solid.
Yeah? Happy?
Yeah.
With the use of the blocks, we were able to not only bait really accurately, but we could also drop rigs accurately too, which meant we were able to put 2 rods onto areas that previously we were only putting 1. The idea there being, once one of the rod goes, you've still got 1 rod in position and ready for another quick bite. Our theory being that for every fish we caught, we could now catch 2. Moving into our final night, there was a certain feeling in the air. It was all or nothing now. We'd done everything we could in terms of the rods. We couldn't position them any better. And we felt hopeful that something special could happen, but hope was the key word. And that was all we could do at this stage. Right, the swim poacher's got one. Go on, be a big one. Little one again. To be fair, it was a savage take, wasn't it?
Little dinky tail one again.
Why are we catching so many small ones?
Look at the tail on it, bro.
Is it a mega one again?
It's a mega one, yeah.
Same spot as well, so that's the
That's the banker spot.
that's the small tail spot. Listen to the tunes in the background. Gonna celebrate. Celebrate, Finn, do a dance.
What time we're gonna celebrate?
Look at him go.
Fucking buzzing. 4-arm pump.
Well done. Good man.
Soaked. Got wet. Oh my god, look at the dorsal.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
These carp in here are mega, bruv, aren't they?
Look at that.
It hasn't actually got a dorsal,
It hasn't got a dorsal, it's got bones.
Lift it up. Let me see. It hasn't actually got a dorsal.
Oh my days, man. I've never caught a carp like that before in my life.
You have now?
Look at that. I mean, that's healed. That has been like that for years. You can just tell that's been like that for a long time. I've never, ever caught a carp like this before in my life. Like, with so much character. It hasn't even got a dorsal fin. Like, it hasn't got a dorsal fin. I've never seen a carp like that. the splits in its tails and the crazy little fins it's got. It is honestly a prehistoric carp. I'd hate to think how old this thing is. It's definitely older than me. And I'm actually so happy I've caught it. I mean, I don't know if I could beat this, you know? For looks, hopefully I catch bigger, but I mean, for looks, this has made it for me. This is everything I'd want a carp to be. Dinosaur. See you later, you absolute epic carp. The old man used to say, can you beat it? And you can't. Unbeatable.
Shortly after returning Finn's rather incredible mirror, one of my rods was away. It felt like a big carp, but playing them at long range in deep water, they always do. It wasn't the monster that we were hoping for, but it was a nice fish, and into the net it went, along with a fair bit of weed. There was a lot to contend with when trying to land fish from this lake. You got the shelf, you got the weed, you got the buoys, but this time around, I'd won the battle.
It's not a bad one, is he? Hey?
Not bad at all.
I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. We said we'd get an early night tonight. The tunes ain't helping. Neither are the carp. However, things weren't about to stop there. Oh my God. We just got in the boat to go and re-drop Finn's rod, and we hadn't dropped it because I said to him, you know, we've got 2 rods on that spot. A good chance of getting 2 bites back to back. So we waited out. My other rod's gone in that time, and we were just approaching the spot in the boat. Guess what happens? Oh, savage. Why can't things just happen normally at this lake? Everything has to be backwards and about as intense as it can possibly be at all times. We're just pumping these in as quick as we can. Oh, come on. He's swinging right. Where are we? In you come. Hey! There we go. Out with fins, starburst scales, lovely jubbly. Listen to the music. Feels like music sounds better with you. Do you like this one, Finn?
Love this song.
You got look, the old Pink Faithfuls. I love them. Look at them fins, look. They're all like this. It was really late by this stage, and as much as we wanted to go to bed, our plan had worked a treat and we were getting bites fast. Honestly, you couldn't write it. We're 15 metres away from the spot to drop Finn's rod. And one of my other rods has absolutely churned once again. We've literally been right above that spot, or right about to approach it twice, and both times we've got there, and it does take a while to get there, one of my rods has bust off. We've had to come all the way back to the bank at full speed. Come on, where are you? Oh my God, where the fuck is up this gaff, mate? It's fucking full of pasties, this place, mate. It's another absolute sprat. Fuck's sake. Alright, it's another absolute tiddler, so I'm just gonna deal with this fish and get the rods back out. See you in the morning, maybe before. Look at that, they've all got these crazy melted fins. Look at that. Lovely carp. Okay, here is the first of lots of bites last night. Every single rod went, some of them more than once. Mental, didn't get to bed till 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm absolutely shattered. We're running out of everything now. But here we go. Mid-20, lovely carp. Lovely fins, lovely scales. Happy days. And there's the other side. Lovely carp in. Come on, mate. Look at these scales by his wrist. Beautiful. Once again, the tiny little fins. Lovely fish these are, they really are. Okay, so we got a lot more bites last night because of the way we were fishing. We blocked it up, located the areas that have been doing the bites, and put 2 rods on them and a bit more bait. Previously, you know, you get a bite, it's hard to get the rod back out, you lose that little window. Whereas with 2 rods on the spot, we seem to maximise that bite time.
I want a picture. Never seen one so big.
They get a lot bigger than this in here.
You guys from England?
Yeah, we're English, yeah.
Oh, I'm from Ireland.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Have a nice day. Take care. 7 fish landed, I think, last night and a loss, so plenty of action. A crazy night. And they get bigger than this yet. Right. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that in the sling. Tiger nut everywhere. And bits of boilie. Oh, look at the tail. Yeah, look at this. Passing bait everywhere. You've been on it, haven't you, mate? Colour of it. Oh, wow. Wow. Look at that. What a carp! Oh my God. Right, let's get you up. Right, we've saved the biggest and the best till last. Look at that for a carp. I'm blown away with this one, I really am. 35 pounds of magical mirror. Just look at it. I actually don't know what else to say really, other than at this stage, we are banging trouble. We've run out of leads, we're running very much out of bait. All the batteries are died, the battery in the van's died, we've got no food, we've had no sleep. We're fucked. But we are soldiering on in the hope of catching a really big carp of this calibre. Yes, this is a big fish. Yes, this is a beautiful fish, and I'm over the moon. But there are monsters in here just like this, and that is what we're dreaming of. We're supposed to be getting on a ferry today. We're supposed to be leaving at 8 o'clock. That ain't happening. We're staying. We're gonna soldier on and try and realise a dream of one of those massive alpine carp. And as you can see from the people all around me, I'm not the only one who's a little bit blown away by this fish. Thank you. Mwah. Love it. There we go.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful, yes. You
couldn't have put it any better.
It's always nice to get water shots, especially when you've got huge mountains behind you, and I slipped into the water with the intention of getting some pics. However, I didn't last long, as no sooner had Finn began to click away with the camera, his rod was away. It wasn't just you guys watching this through Cypography that Finn would be providing entertainment for.
Right, so we're just about to return that epic scaly one. Well, one with scales. Finn's rod's gone. Little one, again. Little one. Yeah, mate. Come on, in we come. Hey! Happy days. That'll do, donkey. They love it, look. Little one. This is mental, this place. There we go.
The little old thing, look.
Love it.
Love it, didn't they?
Bravo, Finn, bravo.
Bravo.
Good man. Yeah, look. Lucky these lot didn't come through a couple of minutes ago.
With Finn's fish dealt with, I jumped back in the water and had my water shots with a truly incredible carp. It's very much a bucket list thing to have a picture of a fish like that with the mountains behind. You know, I've seen pictures like it for years, and every time you see them, you just think, I wouldn't mind one of those in my album. And this was a moment that not only had I longed for, but a moment that I was loving every single minute of. An incredible carp, in incredible surroundings, and a fish that would cap off an incredible night's fishing during a trip that had thrown just about everything at us.
So, where am I? You guess. Pretty obvious, isn't it? I am at the most incredible, atmospheric, electric lake that I think I've ever fished. I am at Lake Bled in Slovenia, and this is my first morning's fishing. And to say that I am pumped for the next few days is an understatement. Didn't sleep very well last night, was just too excited for this morning. I arrived yesterday. I met up with some friends and we went zip lining at the local sort of zip lining place, apparently the longest zip line in Europe. Something a little bit different. Before we start fishing, we are all going zip lining across the longest zip line in Europe, apparently.
Tried to break the game wall. Good job, guys. We survived. Back survived.
Who has that? Oh, you haven't.
But I was obviously very, very eager to get back to the lake, so we had dinner on the lake, and I did actually manage to chuck a couple of rods out for like an hour or something. I didn't catch anything. I don't even know whether I was on them, but I just thought I'd chuck them out because I could do. But today's a different day. I'm up at the crack of dawn. I've had a little mooch around. I've got a bike, just a couple of rods, a rucksack, and I see a very, very big fish show just off this jetty. So I've just dropped a couple of rods short at the end of this jetty. It's very deep. It's got to be 25, 30 foot, I would have thought. Whether that's a good thing right now, I don't know. I don't know how sort of deep the lake is really. There are some shallower spots, but I thought I would go where the fish are to begin with. So yeah, the rods are out on this iconic venue. I've got 3 days ahead of me, 3 full days fishing, 5 in the morning till 11 at night, so hard work. But I've got a graft, I've got to catch one of these carp and try and get myself a picture in front of that iconic church, something I've always wanted to do. If not, then there's no better place to be. So just sit back, relax and listen, because you could hear a pin drop here, you really could. Birds are singing, the church bells chime, and yeah, that's pretty much all you can hear. The odd big carp as well. Anyway, I'll keep you updated with my progress. Well, here we go. First morning on Bled. On the bike. Got the bike with all the bits on. Yeah, what a morning for watching the water, eh? Just got to find them now. Beautiful church all lit up. Oh, stunning place. What a place, first morning. Second swim of the morning. I started over by them platforms to begin with. No good. See a couple of fish show over here. And we're into one. Get in there. Yay! First ever bled carp. Awesome. Well, it's only a baby, but that is my first bled carp. Oh, listen, the old beautiful church bells ringing in the background. Must be giving me a congratulations. Beautiful, beautiful little carp. Like I said, only a small one, but long way to go. First morning. What a start. What a place. Unbelievable place. So, I am in a new swim and I've been fishing here for around 45 minutes, something like that. Nothing doing, nothing showing. Reason I fished here is I'd seen a couple of fish show in the little swimming pool area, but yeah, to no avail. I think I've just seen something show right down the other end. It was an almighty eruption. Nothing came up, there's no birds, no boats, no nothing over there. So the only thing I can assume is it was a carp. So I'm going to reel these in. I'm actually going to stop off for a coffee and a poo en route. There's a little restaurant en route, so I'm going to stop for a quick coffee, number 2, have a bit of brekkie, and then I'm going to make my way round to where I see that fish. And there's also another spot over by the casino, which is quite a renowned area. So I'm going to nip round and give that sort of an hour, maybe give that 2 hours, a little bit longer. Yeah, keep on the move. Not a lot showing anymore. In hindsight, maybe I should have stayed up by the rowing end where I'd caught from when they were showing this morning. It's such a big lake, I wanted to keep on the move. But maybe I'll go back there a bit later on. I'll definitely put some bait in there, ready for the morning. So yeah, unbelievable place. Got to find them. Right, I've given this spot an hour or so to no avail. So yeah, it's time to have a move. I'm only giving each spot an hour or so. That bite that I just had came very, very quickly, almost on the drop. So I feel like if I'm on the fish and I get the hook bait in front of one, they'll snaffle it quite quickly. So yeah, if I haven't had a bite within an hour or so, I'm going to move. It's a huge, great big lake, and there's lots of spots to try. So yeah, going to keep on the move in my noble steed here. Yeah, let's go and find a new spot. Well, that's it. That's my setup. Got my vehicle, my camera strapped on the back, my rucksack, my rod, my net's down there, my mat's down there. yeah, that's all you need. Keep on the move. This is my base right now. One rod just up there, tucked right in the edge because it's nice and deep, and one just down there as well. Yeah, it's done fish in the past this. I've seen a few films of people catching here actually. Apparently the bank is really, really undercut. So, yeah, so there's a lady in my swim right now having her picture taken. Yeah. She's moving me out of the way out of my swim. So there's my gear just there. Good afternoon. I'm pretty happy. I've caught two today. About an hour to an hour and a half ago, things went rather quickly. I spotted a fish and promptly caught it. And it was over 30 pounds. An incredible, incredible bled carp. Take a look at this.
Well done, Jimmy.
Teamwork.
Well done, boys.
Nice, mate.
Well placed. Well placed.
And well played.
A 30-pounder, yeah, English pounds.
pounds.
We're talking Dutch pounds, James. But yeah, it's a nice fish. Well done. Nope. Well, it's nicely hooked. All right, James.
That'll do, won't it, mate?
Haha, lovely mirror.
Yeah, bled 30 pounder.
Cool.
Wrinkly old thing. Lovely fish, mate.
Oh, this one can go back. And it
Absolutely.
won't be the last one, hopefully.
Hopefully not.
Very nice. Wow. Lovely, James. Good job.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, James.
As this is the only rod that hasn't done a bite yet, thought I'd best move it. Heard quite a few fish just jump straight out to my left here, so I think the good idea is to pull one in from that giant island over there that hasn't done a bite, reposition it here. Judging from where the fish were showing, I think it's where the rock ends and the sand starts, which would be the logical place to place a rod. So yeah, let's hopefully get this position tonight and manage to get this rod working too. That'd make me very, very happy. Not really going to put too much bait in. The last bite's come over literally a couple of handfuls, so I'm just going to roll with that. As why change something if it's not broken? Just attach a nice little stick. Inside this stick, actually, I haven't spoke about it yet, is a lot of peanuts, and that's really to complement the white topping on top of my tiger nut on my actual slip D. Now I like a little bit of white in my bait, and the fish certainly like white here. All my biggest captures have come with a little white topper, so I like to incorporate that in my stick and a little bit of white plastic on top of my main hook bait, as that seems to be the winning formula here. And at the moment things are going pretty well, to be honest. I'm literally just going to get this in, a couple of handful of tigers, spread out, and yeah, I reckon that is going to do us another bite before the day's out. Well, my run of good form is still continuing with 4 runs and 4 captures last night. Now, none of them were monsters, but they were a good size of fish with not a single one under 30 pounds, which is really, really good. As when you get played by small cricketback commons here, they can absolutely terrorise you to death. Now, I just slipped all of them back last night, as I've got so many pictures of 30-pound long commons. I didn't really feel like I wanted to keep them and put them through the stress of being retained. But it's a good sign for the next 2 nights ahead, and I'm really hoping I can catch just one more big one. Will make this birthday session complete. Going into the evening, my confidence levels were really, really high.
I just hoped another big carp would come to visit me that night. Whoa. Jeez. Still haven't seen it yet, but it does feel a bit sharp, a bit jagged. The fight to be a big one. So angry, really. Insane. Come on. You're done. Last night has been a pretty incredible evening, to be honest, with a capture of not one big one, but two, with the smallest being 44 pound and the second one being 44.5. I'm absolutely over the moon. Two absolutely hard fighting, battle-worthy commons that gave me a hell of a ruck out in the lake. And yeah, this trip is turning out to be pretty amazing. With 4 captures literally the day before and a big one on the first night, I couldn't be happier. I'm just hoping that this run of success is going to continue for my last night, but even if it doesn't, I'm going to be over the moon anyway. But anyway, that's enough waffle for me. It's time to go show you them carp. Yes, mate. What a lovely, lovely carp. Check that out. Hard fighting Orellana carp. This one gave me a hell of a battle this morning out in the boat at first light. Absolutely drilling me endlessly. Put up a hell of a scrap. And seeing his length and the size of his rudder, it's no surprise really, is it? Right, get this one slipped back now. Show the other one I caught. There we go. One last look at this hard fighting, awesome, awesome wild common. Exactly what this lake is all about. Beautiful colours on this one, wow. There we go. The first of last night's big captures. This one's being the slightly smaller one. An absolutely mean, lean fighting machine. Give an absolute hell of a scrap. I know I keep saying that, but these fish really do fight hard. A really, really, really cool coloured one with a big pronounced shoulders, which just look really cool. This session's been unbelievable, to be honest. Only 3 nights angling and 3 fish over 20 kilos. Couldn't be more pleased. Here's to the last night. One more look before we say goodbye. Hopefully tonight brings more of the same, and if not, I'll still be very, very happy man. Yes. Woohoo!
Zo mensen, ik heb een beetje een slaaphoofdje, omdat ik net in slaap was gevallen in de tuin. Visserij maak je aardig verrot. Achter mij tentje, nog van afgelopen weekend. Ben ik laat maar eens een keer drogen. En een legendarisch moment mensen. Namelijk alle tijgernoten zijn gekookt en op. Die stonden daar. We hebben toch zo'n 100 kilo droge tijgernoten er doorheen gewerkt de afgelopen weken. Die gaat als een trein. Maar we hebben ook nog wel wat om te voeren. Ik heb net allemaal voer gemaakt. Ik heb hier een emmertje folie staan, 7 kilo. Emmer voor mijn tijgers voor morgenavond. We gaan dus vanavond even ziek voeren op de stek waar ik afgelopen avond 2 vissen had. We gaan namelijk deze emmer erin kappen en deze. Dus bij elkaar ongeveer 20 kilo voer. Gewoon eens even kijken wat dat doet. Of er meer vis vangt, of dat het dikker ligt. Dit is het netjes bolies voor vanavond. Dus kilo of 9. Gaan we ook gewoon gelijk even kilo of 6 erop voeren. En dan hopelijk gewoon een bak vangen, jongens, want daar doen we het voor. Nou, moet je eens kijken. We hebben nog wel wat aas. Maar dat gaan we ook nog wel hard nodig hebben, want we blijven voorlopig nog even vissen. Het is fantastisch. Tenzij ik niet helemaal neerstort van de vermoeidheid. Ik ga nu nog even een paar rigjes hier knopen met aas er al aan voor vanavond. En dan ga ik eens even al deze zooi naar de container brengen. Even een beetje opruimen alvast, want ja, over 4 dagen speren we hem. En dan zie ik jullie denk ik vanavond weer aan het water. Fantastisch. Zeg je dat te vaak? Fantastisch? Maakt ook niet uit. Later. Even alle shit als een pakezel meenemen naar beneden. Ik wil natuurlijk maar 1 keer lopen. Ja? Die achterover vallen. Zo. Morgen. Laat maar hangen. Lekker.
Ja.
Hoppa. Gaan we weer, jongens. Het is gelukkig lekker weertje. Er staat een lekker kabbeltje op het water. Zo, gelijk nat. Op zich zou je denken, vis zou het moeten doen. We gaan aan een aangevoerde stek. Volgens mij heb ik nog geen 1 keer geblenkt op die stek. Dus dat legt de lat wel hoog. Tenminste, dat legt de verwachting hoog. Maar die wil ik eigenlijk temperen, want je weet het hier gewoon niet. Ik heb nog niet echt het gevoel dat ik heel veel grip op het water heb. Want je zou denken, als je zoveel voert en je vangt er maar 1 of 2 vissen. Ja, dan zijn ze het gewoon niet los. Of dan, ja, je vraagt gewoon af, wat gebeurt er dan met de rest van het voer? Want het wordt wel weggevreten. Oké, jongens, hengeltjes liggen in. Het was voornamelijk de linkerhengel die op deze stek afliep. Dus ik heb mijn rechter anders neergelegd, een stuk dieper. Ook met het idee van misschien dat de dikkere vissen wat dieper blijven. Laten we hopen dat de theorie in de praktijk wordt gezet vanavond, jongens. Wish me luck. Het is begin van de avond nog. Het was best spannend. Het ging op een gegeven moment een boot over het water verderop. Ik heb contact met Duitsers en Nederlanders die ook zitten te vissen nu. Dus dat is even van, wat is het? En hij liep gewoon af. Prachtig. Ik weet niet wie deze vissen uitzoekt en ze hier uitzet. Maar die mag wat mij betreft een Nobelprijs voor vissen winnen. Oh. Wat heerlijk, hé. Puntgaaf, super sterk, prachtige vissen. Rustig nou, jongen, ik ga je laten zwemmen. Morgen, jongens. Het is 7:15 en ik ben weer onderweg. Ik appte net naar Michiel, snap er geen fuck van. Dan maak je echt goede voerstek, gewoon veel bollen gevoerd gisteren. En die dagen ervoor ook trouwens, gewoon altijd voerder. Dan ga je vissen, verspreid 6 kilo bollen over met 2 hengels heen op het plateautje. Dan loopt hij binnen een paar uurtjes eigenlijk af. En daarna gewoon helemaal niks meer, geen stootje. Dat je denkt van, is het echt die ene vis die je dan van die voerplek afplukt? Voor je gevoel, als je hem niet voert, dan vang je die ene vis misschien ook wel. Als je er 1 vangt, moet je toch meer kunnen vangen, als je zoveel voert. Ik snap het niet, maar goed. Ik heb gisteren dus op de andere stek heel veel gevoerd, 18 kilo. En daar gaan we vanmiddag naartoe. Ik heb nu nog wat bolletjes over, die gooi ik gewoon even verspreid eroverheen, een klein beetje, kilo of 2. Dat er even wat voer op de stek ligt. En dan gaan we vanmiddag op tijd naar die stek toe. Ik moet nog een paar video's opnemen. En dan ben ik benieuwd wat daar gebeurt. Vorige keer had ik daar 2 vissen. Als er nu niet meer zijn, dan heeft het gewoon geen zin om heel veel meer te voeren. Dan zijn de vissen gewoon niet los. Maar dat wisten we wel. Dus mijn batterij is volgens mij leeg. Misschien ben ik al weggevallen, maar tune later weer in. Oké jongens, we zijn nu in de Westarm. Even wat voer erin smijten. Een kilootje of 6 bolies verspreid. Ik heb eergisteren ook al een keer gevoerd vanuit de boot. En het idee is dat ik hier morgen nog een keer ga voeren. En dat we dit een soort als uitvalsbasis eventueel voor vrijdag hebben. Even kijken hoe dit de komende 2 dagen in de Noordarm gaan. Als daar voor de rest niet veel verandert, dus als we nog steeds wat kleinere vis vangen en niet zoveel, dan gaan we hier nog 1 poging wagen vrijdagavond. Dus even wat voer erin. We hebben nog 1 bolie. Daan die mag hem gooien. Als die ver komt, is het een goed teken. Als die finaal misgaat, een slecht teken. Kom dan.
Ja, no pressure.
Oh! Lekker bezig. Dat wordt er een hier.
Ja?
Dat wordt wat hier. Maar je had zoiets van, ik ga gewoon maar mee.
Ja, waarom niet?
Ja, waarom niet, hè? Ik vind het niet eng om in het bos te slapen hier.
Nee, als jij bij me bent, vind ik het niet.
Als ik erbij ben. Een sterke kerel ook natuurlijk, hè. Ouderwetse combi, pop-upje, 2 tijgernootjes. Genoeg vis al mee gevangen hier. De grote kwamen tot nu toe wel bolies. Maar goed, als we maar in ieder geval weer actie krijgen vanavond. Oké, hengeltjes uitvaren. Oké jongens, hengeltjes liggen weer in. Ik heb zelfs een derde hengeltje daar neergelegd. Eigenlijk doe ik dit normaal niet. Maar ja, als je hem dan meeneemt, dan weet je ook dat hij te water gaat. Ik heb die wat verder van de voerplek afgelegd en wat dieper. Rond de 14, tussen de 14 en 15 meter. Hopelijk met het idee dat daar een dikkere vis voorbij komt. Maar goed, eerst maar eens kijken of er überhaupt vis voorbij komt. Ik heb wel 3 vissen zien springen, dus dat is wel lekker op tijd. Laten we ook hopen dat hij nog in het licht een keer afloopt. Want als ik iets graag zou willen, is het een Carp bij het licht drillen. Zodat je hem uit de diepte ziet komen. Al dat gedoe in het donker, dat schiet natuurlijk eigenlijk niet op. Maar het is geen geklaag hoor. Ik ben hartstikke blij met die vissen. Ik ben benieuwd wat de nacht gaat brengen jongens. Wat denken jullie? 1 vis, 2 vis, hopelijk meer. We gaan het zien. Ik ga even nog wat onlijntjes knopen, happy eten. En dan het volgende shot is gewoon met een dikke beer in mijn handen jongens. Ik voel het. Lieperswijn. Prachtig.
Hoor je het?
Ik hoor hem zeggen.
Het zijn er heel veel.
Ja, ze zijn sowieso in groep altijd. Oké jongens, goed nieuws. Hij liep net af. Prachtig. Keihard. Hij liep zelfs zo hard af dat nog een vlochte lijn in mijn spoel een soort van sneed tussen de andere lijn. Dus ik was net op tijd bij mijn hengel, want mijn molen stond tegen mijn pieper aan. Schub, berensterren. Nog niet echt goed gezien. Is niet zo heel groot denk ik. Mooi 20er. Ah, prachtige, perfecte vis weer. Ik zou haast denken dat ze maagdelijk zijn, maar Cachet is niet bepaald maagdelijk. Het slechte nieuws is alleen veel contact onderling met de vissers. En 2 gasten in de Zuidarm. Die hebben een boot zien varen met lampen erop, etc. Dus waarschijnlijk controle. Op. Het is nu 10:15. Dat is ongeveer 1,5 uur later dan dat je eigenlijk mag vissen. Als ik eerlijk ben. Dus wat ik ga doen is... ik ga hengeltjes eruit halen. Gelukkig heb ik nog genoeg voer. Gooi ik een bak met voer erop. En dan zet ik morgenochtend vroeg mijn wekker. En dan leggen we de hengeltjes weer neer. Info vast vis binnen. Weer geen blank. Zo, dichtbij. Zo, morgen jongens. Het is koud. Het is ook echt zo koud dat mijn camera gewoon leeg loopt, de accu. Ik heb nu 10% erin. Ik heb hem even aan de boot gehangen. Ik heb vanochtend om 5 uur mijn hengels uitgevaren. Denk 40 minuutjes later liep hij af. En het is een fantastische vis. Ik denk de hoofdprijs van mijn Cachet-trip. De vis waar ik op hoopte. Hij is bijna 24 kilo. Ik heb hem even in de zak gedaan. En ik kan even wachten tot het helemaal licht is. In principe is dat het nu. Dus ik ga hem zo even halen. En dan gaan we hem op de foto zetten. Maar echt fantastisch jongens. Zo fucking blij met deze vis. Daan die ligt toch... ik had mij helemaal verstopt. Ik moet ook zeggen, ik heb het ook echt ijskoud. Fucking koude voeten, fucking koude handen. Maar dat deert natuurlijk niet. Fantastisch jongens. Ik heb denk ik 3 vallende sterren afgelopen dagen gezien. Dank is gewenst. 1 grote vis, 1 grote vis. En daar heb ik hem. Oké jongens. Dit is toch wel de afsluiter van de Cachentrip waar ik op hoopte. Ik kan nog 2 keer vissen, maar de druk is eraf jongens. Dit wilde ik vangen. Zo'n vis van Cachin. Moet je zien. Ruim 23 kilo. Fantastisch jongens. Zo mega blij mee. Zoveel voor gedaan, hard gewerkt, veel gevoerd. En dan vang je uiteindelijk zo'n vis jongens. Geen stress meer over andere mensen op je stek zitten. Buiten is binnen. Fantastisch, moet je zien. Wat een vis hè. En wat een krachtpatser. Wacht er weer gaan hè. Wat een prachtige vis. Ik denk dat hij misschien normaal nog iets groter is, dat hij meer een buik heeft, maar dat deert me niet. Sorry dat ik je even gevangen heb, maar bedankt. Terug in het heldere water. Yes! Heerlijk.
So I just got here. Let's go say hi to Anthony, which I haven't seen in like a whole fucking year. Anthony, how are you?
Very well, very well. She has been a tough 24 hours, my friend.
I saw the video you sent.
Man, we got 50, 60k winds yesterday. That kitchen tent, well, it was pretty much inside out. A few fish yesterday, handful this morning, nothing crazy. Unfortunately, there's a high pressure coming in for the next few days. So we could have our work cut out for us. Anyways, bud.
Okay, did I just interrupt, what is that? Oh, and there's Vicky. And you must be Joe. I'm Paul.
Joe. Pleased to meet you, Paul.
Nice to meet you. If there's one takeaway from Prairie Banks 1 is that we ate really, really well. And it seems like that will continue.
Okay, Paul, why don't we go down to the swim and take a little peek? I haven't set the bivvy up yet because we kind of wanted to see where the fish were showing and whatnot.
Sure.
Unfortunately, they're not showing as much as we'd like, as you already know. So,
hopefully that changes.
Well, I'm sure it will. Like I say, it just could be a little tougher than usual. I mean, it's a nice little beached area down here. I mean, it's a fairly comfortable spot to fish. Like I say, you can see we've got these two set up here. Obviously, Joe's in this one. The other bivvy I've kind of allocated for you just because it's got more size. I'm thinking you probably want a little bit more space for your gear.
Yep.
If you look around, I've got a couple of markers out in the water here. That's just kind of an indicator to where the bait's been going in, and it's been going in probably at around 60 yards.
Okay.
The water drops off nicely to about 8 foot right in front of us. And where the bait is, well, where those poles are, it's about 8, yeah, close to 8 feet, and then it drops down to 10. We've got bait out in that 10-foot region. The fish were showing a little bit yesterday. We had a few fish to 22, nothing crazy. And this morning it kicked off for about an hour window, and then the wind turned and shut her right down. So it's going to be an interesting one.
So we're gonna go check out a second spot that Rob has prepared for us, and I don't know when we're gonna meet Rob. Do you know, Anthony?
Well, he was kind of tied up a little bit today. I think you might get a visit from him later on.
Oh, okay. So we'll meet Rob, the guy that's been baiting the spots for us. And he also is a guide here on the lake, not just for carp, but for all species.
Oh, we're upside down.
Yeah. That's a nice blooper. This one's an idiot.
Oh, jeez. Yep, this is exactly where it is.
It's not a bad spot. No. Seems like we're not the only ones who know about this spot.
No, they're catching the wrong species, though, Paul.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so right out front here
Okay.
is where he's been feeding.
Okay. Do you know how many yards out?
You know what? It's probably going to be around roughly where that boat sat.
Right on.
fishing in about 10 feet of water.
Okay.
Now, this is the provincial park. Just round the corner is where you are able to do nights. You can't do nights in the provincial park, unfortunately.
Right.
So, just around the corner, I've spent time and absolutely hammered them.
Right.
We've had some fantastic fish right into the 30s. I've been assured that this is an absolute monstrous fish hole. So,
okay. Or the tire.
Yeah, that's right. There's the tire. That's our marker right there.
Okay.
But yeah,
So,
I mean,
I don't know how we'd get here. He'd have to boat us.
I think that is going to be a boat-in session because that's way too far to walk. But this is a great area to set up.
It is beautiful.
We've got a little bit of shelter from the trees.
All right, but I want to get a line in the water. So let's go back. Let's fish the spot that Rob's prepared us thus far.
Absolutely.
And then we'll definitely come out here with the boat, get dropped off somehow, and fish it for a day or something. I don't know.
Sounds good, buddy. Let's get back and get at her.
Let's go. Cheers.
Cheers. Good to be back.
Nice to see you again and be on the bank.
Absolutely.
Bringing me to this dead-ass spot.
There's no need for that. I can't help what Mother Nature throws at us, Paul.
Well, you got to have a chat with Mother Nature.
You can't. I tell you what, you should have been here yesterday.
Well, actually, we're in for that tomorrow, so.
I know. But I don't think we're getting the wet stuff tomorrow.
I hope
What we do have, though, we don't have a bloody easterly that's blowing at 60. We have a westerly. So if we can batten down the hatches and fight the waves, we got a good chance of catching some big fish tomorrow.
Well, I hope you're right.
So do I, mate. So do I.
I'm just banking on a fish tonight.
Oh, there'll be a couple, I'm sure. Anyways.
Cheers again.
Let's do this. Well, this is very civilized. Scallops and risotto on the first evening.
Sans the hot dogs.
Very, very nice.
Oh,
I don't know what to say, but I'm hungry.
Well, it's 6 a.m. We fished a little bit into the night, and we finally pulled out because we were only catching like 16-pound fish. So we're hoping the bigger girls are gonna roll around. We're also in for some interesting weather this morning and throughout the day, so we gotta make the most of it. Fish this morning until it is fishable, because we're expecting like 50 to 60 kilometer winds.
What a night. Couple of 16-pounders.
Both of us, actually, we took the rods out.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it.
No.
It was cookie cutter 16s, one after another last night. And now we have this absolute beast of a wind. This coming right into our faces too. So if this doesn't bring the fish to us, then I don't know what will.
Here's to open. I mean, the pressure is an issue at the minute. It's been rising for the last 48 hours. And it's been changing. The weather's so changeable. I mean, we're getting winds from one direction, it's switching to another. It's cold, it's warm, yeah, we've had a bit of everything. So it's not ideal, but that's fishing, and it's going to change. It will turn out for the better, I think.
That's on the donkey. There's on the donkey.
This one just
slowly took off and feels a bit heavier than the previous fish. I have a 24 millimeter donkey of a boilie on. All right. It's not a big fish, but it's a start. Okay, so the first proper fish of the session. It's this low 20. Came in on a 24 millimeter boilie. I was actually joking with Anthony that I was gonna use it, but I didn't think I'd have to use it so early, but it seems like it's produced the biggest fish thus far. So we're gonna continue using those meat and fish boilies. Pristine fish, if I might say so. Very chunky. Just need its grandfathers or forefathers to come and visit us.
Mr. Shoga, what are you doing? Well, we're kind of hanging out. Vicky's knocking some cheeky little appetizers up here.
What is she cooking?
What are you cooking?
Sesame sausage, pineapple bites, bite-sized buffalo wings, and some tortellini skewers.
Wow. That sounds all right, doesn't it?
Sounds like a mouthful.
Okay, so we're having a little bit of a mare here, aren't we? You know when I said earlier on that we were in for a tough few days? Well,
you weren't kidding.
Today took a bit of a turn, and we have 2 foot rollers. It's unfishable. It's gone nuts. Now, on the positive side of that, it does die off later on, probably around 6 o'clock. And if my fishy senses serve me correctly, I believe we're going to be in for one hell of a 24-hour session, possibly 48. So,
if we don't catch fish after this fucking storm, I'm going to
burn your gear?
No. I'm going to burn my gear. Yes.
Far cry from last year's event, eh? Like, what are we, 24? Well, you're 24 hours in?
Yeah.
24 hours in, handful of pasties, and that's pretty much it, eh?
That and now this wind.
Holy shit, did you see that? What? And again, look at it. Holy crap, that was a beast.
Monster.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Okay, this needs to calm down so we can get the rods out. That's freaking crazy, man. They're out there. They're definitely out there.
We've got a beautiful evening rolling in, and you know, I'm sat at a quintessential British carp lake. It's a tiny little place, it's a beautiful little place, and it's quite a weird feeling because the last time I was carp fishing, just maybe 10 days, couple of weeks ago, I was doing a similar kind of fishing. You know, I was fishing with a boat and I was fishing across to big sets of lily pads, just like I am now. However, the last lake I was at was in France, and that was 560 acres, and I was fishing 350 metres across to those pads. So to be sat here now on a lake that's probably not much more than about 3 acres is a weird feeling, and that is the wonderful thing about carp fishing. It takes you to some incredible places all around the world, all across Europe, you know, and that is what I love about it. And for me, it's something I really want to bring into my fishing as time goes on. You know, I'm going to try and go abroad more and more. But right now, sat here, it is a beautiful place to be. And like I just said, you know, a complete contrast to the last place I was at. But do you know what? I am loving it all the same. That is the magic of fishing: variety, enjoyment, fun, and lots of carp. And there are lots of carp in this lake. They've been going a bit crazy today. I've got 2 rods in the water now. There's one that's just sloshed out. I've been waiting to see signs of fish, you know, to put my 3rd rod towards. These 2 rods, they're out at the water, you know, they're out in the water. They've been positioned based on signs of activity from this morning that I didn't actually see myself, but I wanted to wait till the, you know, just for the evening to roll through as we got into darkness, see what I saw, and then react to it myself. And that is just the sort of sign I was looking for. So I'll give it a little while longer, no need to rush yet. It's the first show I've seen this evening, and then I will get that third rod out. But for now, 2 rods are in the water. It'll be a waiting and a watching game to see what we do with that third and final rod. And my fingers are firmly crossed that between now and tomorrow morning, my first northern carp will grace that landing net.
So like every day, it comes to the end of the day, and my vibe is feeling good. I'm actually feeling really good. I feel really good on 2 rods, and you know, I've done the round stringer, and it's a big fish method for me, and I just want that 430, and especially from this lake, it'd be awesome. Like, you know, I don't know how many's in here because they're spawned out. You know, they might be spawned out. I don't know, but my vibe is I'm absolutely loving this. I decided to give it the respect it's due, like, you know, and I'm sleeping under the stars tonight, and you know, I do that every now and then, and you know, and it just feels old school. And the only rod I'm not really happy with is the left-hand rod. I've put that in the middle because Elliot moved down to the other swim. I thought, you know, and I've just seen little spot I sort of binned off, and I thought, oh, that looks like a daytime spot. 2 fish have just come up there, so I'm just thinking now, do I change what I've just done? I've just spread out about 50 baits around that round stringer in the middle of the lake, and there's not a rod out there. There's no one else has got a rod there. Elliot hasn't. I have. I've got 2 on the pads there, but that little area over there's coming alive, like, you know. And I don't know the lake, and this is the first time I've been here, so it's hard to, you know, get it right the first night, you know. And I've seen fish move in the pads. I've seen 2 fish come up. I think I'd be silly not to redo 1 rod and just move the other 2 rods over on the pod and stick one down where I've just seen 2 fish, and that was a big black common. And yeah, she'll do. She will do. But my vibe is, yeah, I'm riding high. This is a bit of me. This really is a bit of me, and hopefully we'll have one of these lovelies in the net, you know. So yeah, fingers crossed for tonight. It's yeah, absolutely buzzing. So here we are on the first morning, and yeah, nothing's happened, which is it's quite surprising, really. I really thought it was going to be the you know, the mornings. I had a few liners last night. I only had about 2 hours sleep. I was getting bleeps last night, and I thought, well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen at 4 o'clock. So I set the alarm, and I was up before it was sort of, you know, it wasn't even light then, really. And you know, after seeing what I saw yesterday, late morning, after arriving sort of late morning yesterday, there was fizzing everywhere. Today's a different story. I don't know whether it's climatic or they haven't woke up yet. There's a kingfisher just gone past, beautiful. So I don't know, I've got a bit of a problem with that right hand rod. I had a few bleeps on that last night. Whether that's been done, but the line's hanging a lot slacker than the other 2. And there's quite a bit of undertow in here, I think. The line wanting to sink. It just doesn't look right, so maybe I've been done on that, I don't know. So I might just have to get myself out of my little pit. It was remarkably warm last night. It was lovely, not even damp or wet or anything. But they're definitely we're not in a good mood for some reason. Whether it's, you know, I don't know this place at all. You know, quiet little lakes like this, bit of angling pressure, and they might switch off for 24 hours. Who knows? You know, but yeah, it's very, 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 very quiet. You know, from what I've heard from the lads that do the filming, and they've been here before, and they've said like the mornings they're mental, like, you know, but they're definitely not mental this morning. I think they've been to the psychologists. They're not mental anymore.
Okay, well, you can probably tell immediately by the fact I'm still sat in my bag that not a lot has happened last night. A lot is happening at the moment either. We've seen a few fish. I did get that rod out in the end, cast towards a showing fish. The fish I've seen, to be fair, have been right where I'd want to see them. You know, I've got 2 rods out to the left. quite heavily baited, probably 3 key over them. And this sort of lake, you know, I don't imagine it sees loads of bait this time of year particularly. You know, they've spawned and whatnot, so I gave them a bit of grub for a reason. The fish have showed there, they fizzed there, and to be honest, it does look good. They're right on me, really. There's probably 3 or 4 shows there, but I'm not getting liners, and I don't know. It doesn't feel like a golden opportunity, even though there are fish literally right on top of me. I mean, one of them is quite a big fizz, and that couldn't have been any closer to my middle rod if it tried, I don't think. The right hander where I cast last night, I've seen fish near that as well, but yeah, I was expecting to catch last night. I still think I'm going to catch it. I could easily catch this, you know, later on this morning, but as of yet, nothing's happened, and it's a bit of a shame. Much cloudier this morning, totally different day. The conditions look better, if anything, but I don't know. It feels a bit quiet. It does, especially in comparison to yesterday. You know, it feels a bit quiet. But we'll see, that's how it goes sometimes. You know, they can't always be jumping and going crazy. There's not a great deal you can do on this lake either. That's the one thing that's kind of in my head. A lot of the lake's out of bounds, you can't walk round there. There's only 3 swims. You know, I've got the swim between me and Steve. I can see all of that water, so there ain't really a lot to do. You know, with the fish I've seen show and where they have showed, for now, you know, the rods are going to stay put, and so am I.
Our little spot we did last night when I baited up from the stalking spot, it's just starting to come alive a little bit. That's the first time I've seen sort of fizzing for the last sort of 2 hours. So yeah, I'm not happy with that right hand rod. I had a few little weird like liners on it last night, so I'm going to redo that now. I can't waste any time because I know the feeding time is obviously from first light to up till about 11, I reckon, and they're cagey. These fish are cagey at the moment because I've heard, just let that car go by, I've heard loads of fish right in the bushes. It's almost like they're jumping into the bushes. The bushes are hanging down and stuff. It's, yeah, I might even have to get these a bit closer into the margins over there, like, you know, push them in a little bit further. It's just, that's just carp fishing. It's, you know, 80% of the time they're tricky to catch, and then 20% they're not. But at the moment we're in the 80% bracket, so we've got to pull out the stops, and so I'm going to recast that one. Don't really want to do it 6 o'clock in the morning, but got to be done, I think, and then maybe move the left hand rod I put out in the middle, move that down to now where I've seen the fizzing, and I think it's just going to make sense, like, you know. So just going to get on with that and see what we can produce. I'm just bringing the lead in, and I'm keeping it underneath the surface, just to keep the noise down to a minimum, and we're on the boards as well. But just down to my left here, sort of, it's kind of not inaccessible because the waders and whatever, or a baiting pole, but I haven't got one of them. So I've just put a couple of pouches of pellet out there, and they're on it already. So yeah, you never know. Hook's still sharp, that'll do. Just make that look a little bit like it's been there for a long time. Look at them, look at the fizzing, look. That's exactly where I put the pellet. Sugar. I know. That's it. That better be worth it now. Right, get out my way. Don't there, look.
Alright, well, I've just repositioned the rod. I ain't been out there, hasn't been out there very long at all, to be fair. the boys were up the other end with Steve. I see a fish throw really tight to the tree line, and I just thought, fuck it, I'm just going to put the rod out there. It's a bit of a mess around to get it in position, but I managed to get it as tight as I could to the overhangs. And no more than probably 10 minutes later, the rod is away, and that is why you react to what you see when you're carp fishing. Oh, the fish has swung all the way in now. Big old kite, it almost done me in the trees. He went left, he sort of come towards me and left. He was in the branches, but I heaved and I hoed, and he's come out. Another good thing about the braid, you know, when you need to pull, you pull and it has a bit of effect. Like with mono, you get a lot of stretch, and in those situations, quite often the carp will come out on top. But you know, that's just one of the many advantages of a braided mainline, in my opinion. And he's just out here on the top, probably about to tuck me up in these pads. I might jump in the boat to net it, because it's not really ideal, that look, is it? Will one of you boys mind chucking me my life jacket? Bridger, chuck us that life jacket, mate. Because he's fucking rinsing me up. We do this a lot in Europe. Hang on. Might get away with it. Come on, this way. He's in. Oh, you oh, there we go. Happy days. Nice common. Sweet. Advantage of a quick change hook link. Always undo them in the water if you can't unhook them. At least get rid of the leader. Right, here we go. Absolutely nailed. Little snail, look. Here we go, that's what we like to see. Right, the big hoist. To some of you, it might not quite count as a proper northern carp, but to me, this is a northern carp. I'm a long way from home, and I'm a very happy boy. Always nice to catch a carp after reacting to the signs you see, and a quick bite like that is proof in the pudding. That's why you need to do that as often as you can. Let them tell you what to do, and the rest is history. I reckon he's, I don't know, low 20, maybe 22, 23 pounds, something like that. He's a plump little chap. He's got a lovely old head, long barbules, clean mouth. A perfect start to this trip at a rather beautiful lake. I'll drop him down quickly, just so I can show you his other side. I know he's a common, but he might be the only north. Oh, he's got a bit of poo there, look. The old bait going straight through him. Like I say, that rod was only out there 10 minutes or so. Stop that, please. Right, up you come. And there's his other side. We've got a little bit of two-tone going on this side, but I'm sure you'll agree. Equally as nice on both flanks. And I still haven't got the rod back out. Normally, I would get it straight back in position, but this time of year, you know, the water's hot, the fish have spawned and whatnot. Sometimes it's nice just to let them get back to their home as soon as possible. So we rested him for 10 minutes or so. We've got him out to show you guys, and now it's time to get that rod back in position, because hopefully this will not be the only carp that I catch this session. Right, one last look before he goes home. Oh, come on mate, couple of water shots, just behave. That's all we want you to do. There we go. Well happy with that fish. Thanks mate.